Got milk? If not, you might be one of the many Americans who take calcium supplements. Natural healthcare practitioner Mark Mincolla is here this morning with a list of some good calcium supplements to take. Why is calcium so important, Mark?
Well, our skeletal structure, 99% calcium. Also key to remember here, 55% of those of us over 50, osteoporosis. Got to get that calcium.
All right, and so you have a list here of the best absorbed forms of calcium supplements.
Yes, these are the best absorbed among those that are most available. There's an algae cal, 73 minerals that associate in there that really make it a lot more absorbable. Calcium citrate, of course, pretty absorbable stuff, easy to get. Calcium carbonate, you want to eat that with protein to make sure it's better absorbed. Calcium gluconate also. And coral calcium is last. They say it's 95% absorbable. However, there's some findings that there's some lead occasionally in that supplement. So I gave that a number 5 in the list.
Okay, and so some of them are more easily absorbed.
Yeah, so the average calciums are about 25 to 30% absorbable. In the case of some of these, like there's a Japanese company that brought in a product called Advocale. They claim that it's like 90 to 95%. The coral calcium that we mentioned, 90, 95%. But, there's some question as to whether that's really reliable information. But generally speaking, you want to look for like a citrate.
And do you have to take vitamin D with your calcium? Doesn't that help absorption?
It's a great question. I think vitamin D3 really is important. We're finding more and more wonderful vitamin D studies. I say 1,000 units of vitamin D is probably a great idea with 1,200 milligrams of an absorbable calcium as well.
Is there anything you're not supposed to take it with that would hamper the absorption?
Well, I think maybe the most important thing to remember here is that carbonates are better absorbed with protein, with food, because they require a lot of those enzymes that we secrete when we eat. Whereas citrates and most of these other calciums better on an empty stomach. So it's really a matter of which calcium you're using. I think it's also important to note here that folks who do have histories of kidney stones probably don't want to supplement at all with calcium.
Okay, and there's a calcium insomnia connection?
There sure is. When you think about calcium and magnesium as well, Leslie, those are two really natural nerve tranquilizers. So when folks are having trouble sleeping, a little insomnia, you might want to check out some calcium and magnesium supplements to get a little better rest.
All right, I have to ask because I always bring chocolate into the conversation. Those little squares that are fudgy, that are calcium supplements, is that bad, good? Obviously there's some sugar in there.
Yeah, no, there's some sugar in there. And I think that they're definitely a good take for those folks who are just not interested in popping pills. In general, they're not the most absorbable form of calcium, but again, convenient for folks disinclined to take pills.
Because you think it's dessert or...
Yeah, of course.
Always chocolate, Mark. All right, sounds good. Mark Mincolla, thank you for being here. And for more information, check out Mark's website, maxhealing.com.